We are in Las Vegas and we're here for one reason and one reason only: how to get rich. We're going to be rich when we get rich, not how to be. But, quick video.
The Inheritor. If you're not already rich, this one's not for you. The window's closed. The Inheritor didn't work hard or take big risks. They just got lucky. Like
How
cosmic
nice would
lottery
that be?
level lucky. They were born into money, straight up spawned from a rich person's balls. No grind, no strategy, just boom. Welcome to life with beachfront
Amazing.
property and a private chef. It's like winning the lottery without even knowing a lottery existed, and then being annoyed your driver took the long way home. Now sure, people love to say,
Kinda crazy,
well,
huh?
actually, it's not that easy. They'll argue that growing up with everything handed to you can screw you up, makes you soft, kills motivation, makes money feel like Monopoly cash. And yeah, maybe there's some
It
truth to that.
does.
Maybe. But let's be
It
real.
does.
It's hard to feel too bad for someone complaining about a lack of purpose while they're teeing off on hole 7 with a Rolex tan line and a mimosa in hand. Even if you've got existential dread, it probably hits a bit softer when you're driving a Lambo to your 18-hole golf session on a Tuesday morning. The average Joe. Now this path to get
Nah, deadass. I met a lot of internationals. They're filthy rich. They spend thousands every month. Not every month, every day, even. Uh, some of them, they're like, oh, my dad didn't give me this much this month. He said he only gave him 5K. Another one that's complaining, like, oh, my dad only transferred me 10K. I'm like, dude, that's a whole wage right there. That's a whole salary. They have no concept of it. But the problem is, now they have this much money, they have to fill in their dad's shoes. You can't just go down from there. You have to keep going up. So it makes this huge void that they have to fill.
getting rich really depends on two things: how you define rich and how fast you want to get there. If your version of rich is yachts and penthouses, this probably isn't it. But if rich means financial stability, owning a house, and not crying when you check your bank balance, then yeah, this could work.
It's
The
all
average
right.
Joe plays it safe. He goes to school, follows the rules, maybe stresses over math class more than he should. Then he heads off to college, racks up a student loan or two,
The
lands
rat
an
race.
unpaid internship where he learns how to fix the printer and get coffee. But eventually, he lands his first real job with a salary and benefits and starts the long climb. Over the next 40 years, Joe chips away at that ladder, promotion by promotion, tax return by tax return. He might not get rich fast, but he gets richer slowly, steadily, safely. And somewhere along the way, he buys a house, maybe gets a 401k, takes a few family vacations to places with all-inclusive buffets, and slowly builds a life that's comfortable, predictable, and secure. By the time he hits 65 and retires, the average American who followed this path has a net worth of around 1.8 million. That's not yacht money, but it's not nothing either. That's enough to live well, sleep soundly, and maybe even spoil the grandkids a little. It's the long game, but it works. Meme coin million.
See, the 9 to 5, there's nothing wrong with it. The rat race, like, some people, they could settle. Some people, the 9 to 5 is like, that's it. That's life. That's what you're supposed to do. You go to school, to get a job, and you just work there until you make money. You do make money, but after the taxes, it's almost like, yo, Uncle Sam, where were you? I never seen you at the job site. I never seen you at my company. Why do you want 30%? Why do you want 40%? So it's like the odds are stacked against you, the average Joe. But if you're fine with it, what's the matter with it? Like, I'm not I'm not gonna say like, oh, you shouldn't get a 9 to 5, but everyone has different preferences. Some people want to be stable. Some people want more. Some people have insane drive, insatiable. Next one.
Millionaire. You're 16. It's late, like way too late for a school night late. You're in bed, lights off, half asleep, when your phone buzzes with a message from your mate. Bro, buy this coin, now. You squint at the screen, open the link, and see the name, Boner. You laugh. Of course it's called Boner. Every stupid coin has some degenerate name, and somehow that makes you trust it more. You think about it for 2 seconds, shrug, and chuck in $100. This same guy got you into Fart Rocket a few weeks back, and you actually made lunch money off it, so why not? You press confirm, toss your phone on the charger, and jump into bed. Fast forward forward a month. You're scrolling like you do every day, thumb numb, brain half dead, when something familiar pops up on your feed. A finance bro in a tank top says, "Yo, not financial advice, but boner just rose 69% overnight. I'm fully erect. I mean, fully invested." You blink. Wait, boner? That rings a bell. Did I buy that? You open your crypto app, half laughing at the idea. You dig through your dusty little portfolio of forgotten trash coins, and there it is, boner. You tap into the chart and it's not just up, it's vertical. Green candles like skyscrapers. You refresh it just to make sure it's real. The number updates. You stare. Your $100 isn't worth $120. It's not even a couple grand. It's $4 million. You sit there, slack-jawed, feeling like you just accidentally won the internet. And then it hits you. You are now a multi-millionaire because you YOLO'd into a coin named after a penis. You've peaked. There's no topping this. So naturally, you do what every financially literate teenage crypto genius does when faced with life-changing wealth. You immediately buy an M4. The entrepreneur. You've tried it all. Dropshipping failed after...
Yeah, for meme coins, it's so tempting. You buy a coin. Imagine buying Bitcoin back then. Buying Bitcoin when it was barely a cent, maybe like 2 cents. Imagine you threw $100 in there. You'd be set. Right now, it's like 120 something. You'd be set. Or if you threw it into Doge when it was not worth a cent, it was like 0.0001 per Doge. If you just put like $100 now sounds like nothing. It's like just throw $100 here, $100 there. Who knows? Maybe some of them would be like 10,000x. All you need is those winners and you're set. But there's a lot of losers. Have to cancel those out. The entrepreneur.
After 3 months. A clothing brand? Launched it, hyped it, sold 3 hoodies, 2 to your mom. A TikTok growth agency? Didn't even finish the website. But through every flop, every awkward pitch, and every time you checked your bank account and saw 2 digits, you stayed locked in. You just knew something would eventually click. Not out of blind optimism.
This is the toughest one.
The alternative made your skin crawl. The idea of going to college, racking up student debt,
Yeah.
and sitting in the same office chair for 40 years, slowly rotting under fluorescent lights.
Like I said, some people, they're okay with that. They're okay with going to work every day. It gives their life purpose. But some people want more. They want more out of life. They don't want to just work at a company for the rest of their life, just working for someone else. And that's all their life. They go home, they live a mediocre life, they eat the same thing. Some people want more from life, and they go out and take it. That's why they take risk.
Lights? Nah, not for you. You'd rather starve chasing something real than be fed doing something dead. So you sacrifice stability. You ditch the comfort of a guaranteed paycheck, cut costs wherever you can, and start living on 2-minute noodles and black coffee. You work from a crusty laptop in your bedroom, teaching yourself code from YouTube tutorials and hacking away at random startup ideas until one of them sticks. And finally, it does. You launch an app that lets people communicate with their dog. Whether or not it actually works, debatable. But the marketing slaps, the downloads go up, and a big tech company noticed. Suddenly, you've got an offer. 2 million. Just like that. Out of nowhere. After all the late nights, after all the failed side hustles and ramen dinners, you did it. You've made it. You're free. You could chill now. You could take a vacation. Maybe buy something dumb and shiny. But you don't. Because the win isn't the money. It's the grind. The OnlyFans chick.
Alright, I don't know if they're going to go over entrepreneur versus businessman. Entrepreneur is like trying to come up with new solutions. That's how I think of it. The businessman, they see something already happening and they choose to help out. It's like, for example, they see parks need porta potties. The businessman would start buying porta potties and renting them out to the town, to the construction site. They see what's needed and they start implementing it, right? But the startup or the entrepreneur, they're like making something totally new. Like even right here, OnlyFans. Totally new. Something that's trying to solve a problem that no one has yet. That's the difference between those two. But OnlyFans makes hella money though. Bro, like the top 1%, drastically outperforms the rest of the 99%. The top 1%, dude, these chicks are buying houses, mansions, supercars. And what do? They just take pictures, send videos. That's insane. Come on, guys. Gotta pick our shit up.
Chick. Now this one might be the riskiest play on the list because
That's
if you fail
insane.
at OnlyFans, there's no soft landing, no polite fallback. You don't just brush it off and slide quietly into a normal job interview. Nah, if this flops,
That would be
you
insane.
literally posted your naked body on the internet for
You
no
gotta
pay
commit.
forever, like rock bottom kind of stuff. You are the bottom of the barrel, and the barrel is leaking. It's the modern version of putting all your chips on one hand in poker, except the poker table is public.
You
and
better be
everyone
pretty.
can see. But let's
You better be pretty to do that. Imagine you're not pretty and you just put all that shit out there. Like, yo, who do you think you are?
be real, it's not all doom. There's big upside. The top 1% of creators are printing money. People like Sophie Rain, she reportedly made more last year than any player in the NBA.
That's what I just said.
Dunking, sponsorships, primetime games, and she still out-earned them by dropping spicy content from her living room. So yeah,
Just taking
it's
pictures.
but it's
Just taking pictures at home. You make hella money. It's all about how to monetize it.
also insanely lucrative if you win. Here's the catch though.
Look at that.
Making real money on OnlyFans isn't just about looks. It's marketing, branding, constant content creation, fan engagement, paid DMs, emotional manipulation, and somehow still finding time to moisture. To make more than $20,000 a month, you've got to be in the top 1% of all creators in the world. That's Olympic level digital
Wow.
hustling. And for the other 99%, they put themselves out there, raw and unfiltered, and the internet just collectively shrugs and goes, nah, we're good. The NPC. The NPC is the silent grinder. No flash, no flex, just pure discipline. You go to school, head down, do what you're told, then call it. Not because you're chasing a dream, but because it's what people do. You graduate, step right into a job, and from there, it's game on. You work every day, sometimes 2 jobs, sometimes 7 days a week. You don't complain, you don't party, you don't chase dopamine or spend money trying to impress people.
Bro, I don't know what's up with these. The NPCs, they like don't care at all what other people think. Like, yeah, you shouldn't care what other people think, but like they really don't care. Like there's a certain extent that you cannot care. Like if you overeat and you get obese and you say I don't care what other people think of me. Well, you have to because other people perceive your attractiveness. If you get obese and you say like, "Oh, I'm attractive." Who tells you that you're attractive? It's based on other people's attraction to you. But these people, it's like I don't know. They get a job, they make money, it's like they actually don't care. These people really don't care about what other people think. They just think like, "Oh, I'm going to work here. I'm going to save this amount." And yeah, that's it. Pretty simple. Like, imagine that. Just no headache, no stress. You just work, save up. So easy. It's just so easy.
Impress people who don't care. You just work quietly, relentlessly. Your life runs on routine. You never eat out unless it's with a coupon. All your clothes come from Temu or the discount rack at Target. You survive on rice, frozen veggies, and whatever protein was marked down at the end of the aisle. You budget like your life depends on it, because it kind of does. Every dollar has a purpose. Every unnecessary purchase is a betrayal of the mission. You're not trying to live your best life in your 20s. You're trying to buy freedom. And here's the twist. After 15, maybe 20 years of this, you do it. You actually do it. By age 40, you're debt-free, mortgage-free, and your investments quietly spit out enough cash each year to cover your simple, intentional lifestyle. You don't live in a mansion, you don't drive a Tesla, but you don't have a boss either. You live in a small, paid-off home, and your days are yours. You read books, you play video games, you go on long walks without checking the clock. Wait, you're rich? You're 20.
Yeah, when you do that, you save up for the future. I think about that all the time. All the time. I'm like, "Oh, I got to save up." But another part of me is like, "Yo, you're in your 20s. You need stories to tell your kid. You need stories to tell your grandkid. You can't just sit around and do nothing. Like, what are you, a bum? You can't just sit at home and do nothing. You have to explore. That's the part of life. You have to go out into places you've never been. Like right now, I'm in Vegas. I've been to Vegas before, but I wasn't old enough at the time. Now I'm old enough. Now I can do things I couldn't do before. Put it that way. But yeah, you gotta go out there. You gotta do stuff. You can't just sit at home, collect money. What is money? Inflation is gonna eat away at it. But what what do you keep? You keep the experiences. You keep the lessons you learn. Whatever it is, you go out there and you experience new things. What's this next one?
You're 23. You're hot, like really hot. You've got runway.
Oh, this is for a woman. This is for a woman. If you're a man, maybe a sugar mama.
And a skincare routine that costs more than most people's rent. And now you're engaged to the love of your life, a charming, wise, slightly older gentleman. He's 75. He has stage 4 cancer, and he calls you Angel, even though he forgets your name sometime. When people ask why you're marrying him, you smile sweetly and say, "Because I love him." Age and technically,
That's so
is a
cap.
balance. Everyone around you knows exactly what's going on. His friends know, his nurses know, the waiter at your engagement dinner definitely knows.
Hey, hate the game, not the player.
You keep the act tight. When his adult children pull you aside and mention his $100 million estate, you widen your eyes.
Oh,
and
no
gasp when you
way.
just found out Santa Claus.
Wow.
Oh my God, I had no idea. Cue Oscar-worthy performance. They roll their eye. You roll with it. This is a strategy that technically can't fail if you get to the finish line. No business risk, no taxes, no startup capital. The asset is already acquired. You're not investing, you're inheriting. But let's not pretend it's easy. You can't just Google how to find a dying billionaire. There's no blueprint, no mentorship group, no rich elderly men accelerator on.
Bro, that's a hustle at itself, like in of itself, or whatever the saying is like you have to find them, you have to actually develop a connection with them, which is pretty fucked up. But if you could do it, dude, that's insane, and it's all in the woman's favor. I don't think a man could do it. You could, but like most likely it's the other way around. That's insane. Women have the upper hand here.
And when the will's signed, the final breath is taken, and the dust settles.
Oh,
friends,
no.
You just pulled off one of the oldest wealth-building plays in the book. It's not glamorous, it's not ethical, but damn, it's effective. Just don't mess it up by crying too hard at the funeral. You've got a yacht party to plan. The gambler. You walk into the casino, nerves
I am in Vegas right now. Let's see if it gives me any tips.
buzzing, palms slightly sweaty, and the odds fully stacked against you. You hear the siren call of your favorite game, roulette. You make your way to the table, you slap your $100 down and pick black. The wheel spins, the ball clacks, everyone watches, and boom, black. You're at $200. Most
Okay,
people would pocket
double.
the win. Most people would walk, but you're not most people. You double down. Black again, $200 becomes $400. Your hands are shaking now, not from fear, but from something worse. Momentum. You feel it. The table's hot. You repeat the process again and again. $400 to $800. $800 to $1,600. Before you know it, you've got people gathering around, watching this lunatic casually pressing his entire stack onto black every single time. The crowd's growing, murmuring with each spin. You're not just gambling now, you're putting on a show. $100 turns into over $800,000. You've done it. You've beaten the house.
All right, to get to 800,000, doubling every time, putting all your money on one color every time. You know how impossible that is? Like from a statistics point of view, that is so impossible to get the same number up to 800,000. Like look, there's a statistics point of view. Neil deGrasse Tyson, he mentioned this before. He's like, "Oh, this number is due because it hasn't hit it." Low key, it does work that way. Because if you think about it, let's say heads or tails, right? 50-50. If it lands on heads 9 times, it's a higher likelihood it's going to land on tails. Because it has to even out, like the more chances there are, it evens out to the probability. Heads or tails, it's 50-50. If you land on heads 9 times, it's more likely that it's going to land on tails. Of course, if you look at it individually, it's still 50-50. If you look at it long term, it has to get tails. So in a sense, it does even out. Fight me. Neil deGrasse Tyson.
House in a way that shouldn't even be statistically possible. 13 blacks in a row. The table is silent now.
Look,
The dealer
that's
looks at you
impossible.
Like you've summoned dark forces. You're sweating through your shirt. The pit boss is suddenly way too interested in your next, and still, you can't stop. You can't walk away now. Not when black's been hitting like a drum beat straight from the gut.
Dude, you gotta walk away. Like, imagine saying, like, imagine winning $1 million and you just keep choosing the last one. One spin, like, whenever it is, can fuck it up. When you're up, just walk away. But it's hard because you keep winning and winning. You don't know when to walk away. I'd walk away at
Push your
800.
entire stack forward. Over
That's
800K
insane.
riding on the last spin. Everyone's holding their breath. The wheel starts turning again. The ball spins, bounces, hits the little diamond ridge with a sickening click, and dances around the edge. Your vision narrowed. It feels like slow motion. It clinks, then
That shit would be
stops.
slow motion for me.
You just
Bro.
turned $100 into over $1 million. Your head is spinning. You've somehow bent probability to your will. And this time, you leave. You take your chips, your luck, your shaky hands, and you cash out. Just like that, your life has changed forever. You walk out of the casino a millionaire, the influencer. You start off
Imagine
posting
that. Oh,
crazy
there's
TikToks
more?
from your bedroom. Lip sync, trend,
Influencer. Yep.
fake story time.
Because think about it. Dude, social media, being an influencer, what does it take? I mean, at first, it might take some money for equipment, but after, if you already have it, if you have a phone, if you have decent lighting, dude, it's free. You just have to, every piece of content you post online is like digital real estate. Just post as many as you can.
Times, whatever gets views. At first, it's just your cousin and a few bots liking your stuff, but you keep at it. Slowly, the numbers go up. You build a following. One day, you wake up and brands are in your inbox. Your first deal? A print-on-demand t-shirt company selling knockoff.
Like and subscribe, guys. This is what I'm trying to do.
Shrink in the wash and feel like cardboard. But you make a post hyping it up as limited edition high-quality streetwear, and somehow, it works. You clear $10,000 from a single video. From there, it's easy. You keep posting, keep growing, keep promoting garbage products with a smile. Blue light glasses, fake supplements, drop shipped everything. And honestly, you don't feel bad. If people are buying this stuff, that's on them. You're just playing the game and playing it well. One of one, being the best in the world at something, or even top 100 or 1,000, depending on how popular that specific thing is.
This is like the hardest one.
Money. But there is a very big range here. Think about LeBron James, the GOAT of basketball. He made over $47 million in 2024 just from his NBA contract alone. Then he made another $70+ million from sponsorships and other things off the court. Think about that. Over $100 million in a single year just from being the greatest basketball player of all time. And no, Jordan is...
You know what the chances of those are? Like, there was a coach that told me, back then I played sports, dude, this coach, he doesn't give a fuck. He was like, yo, if you want to go to NFL, NBA, forget about it. No one's doing that. Yeah, sure, he crushed a lot of dreams, but he was being real. Because chances are you're not gonna be the one. He just told us straight, and that was it. No one was like, oh, I'm gonna be the next NFL quarterback. He just told you straight. He's being real. Which for some people, it's like, oh, he's putting me down. But I respect him. He's for real. It is extremely hard to be top one.
Anywhere close. Now for an activity like pool, let's take Efren Reyes, who is supposedly the best pool player. He has an estimated net worth of $2 million. Still great, but no $100 million in a single year. It all comes down to how much money these different sports generate.
Yeah, if you look at the, what's it called? The pay inequality between women and men. The men's basketball gets paid way more. Why? Because there's more people watching. The men's soccer gets paid more. The men's tennis gets paid more. The men's everything gets paid more. Why? Because there's more people watching the men's sports than the female sports. It's like, look, if the NBA brought in, hypothetical numbers, if the NBA brought in 100 million, how are they going to pay, or the men's one, how are they going to pay the women's 100 million if the women's only bring in 50 million? You can't pay the same. Like, that was some bad numbers, but let's say basketball, men's, NBA, they bring in 300K or 300 mil, right? They could pay everyone like what was it, 100 mil? But if the women's only bring in, like, it's a pool, right? They bring in this money, they put it in the pool, and they get to pay out uh, however much they get. They can't pay out more than how much they get. That that's not business. What is that? Charity?
And how much the individual can generate different brands. But the same goes for different activities like chess or poker. It's 2025, and you can make money in a bunch of different ways. Let me know if you want a part 2. The
Yeah,
Inverter.
yeah. So that's how you make money in 2025. There is a part two, but we'll leave it out. We'll look at the next video. But yeah, like and subscribe if you agree, or if you have any differing opinions. Let me know in the comments.